and welcome to my channel. Today we are gonna talk about another inferior duke that serves under the armies of Mambusik. The name of his demon is ALMOKFYASH. He's a force of creation, of sustenance. He's a spirit primarily of refining the being. And he has low fiery, like Serashevo, belong to you. Now, what is left after his fire past? Only what are we if we strip out our excess, our illusions and our mask? What remains when everything artificial is burned away in his fire? Working with ALMOKFYASH, you will find three distinct phases, which as you go through them, one will be more absolute than the other. First is the fire of severance. This is the first touch of ALMOKFYASH, where he begins to burn away all that is unnecessary. It is the moment of revelation, when illusions, false attachments, and hollow pursuits begin to disintegrate. To stand before him is to be comforted with a fire that does not consume, but reveals. It does not burn, but it clarifies. It does not destroy, but it strips away all that. You may feel like you are losing everything, but in truth, you are losing only that was never truly you. The experience is painful, not because it destroys you, but because it forces you to let go of what was never truly meant to remain. Call upon him is to stand in the absolute without illusions left to protect you. He does not take pleasure in suffering, but he simply assures that everything that is unnecessary cannot persist. The second phase of ALMOKFYASH is the purging of the self. This is where ALMOKFYASH fires burn deeper. Here, identity itself is questioned. What remains when you strip away your ego, expectation, and external validation? Many turn back at this stage. They cling into their excess, terrified of what there will be without it. Fire is not hot, nor it is violent. It does not consume. It simply makes falsehood impossible. And this is why many will fear him. Because for those who endured, find something more profound, that which survives. This is eternal fire. They find the core and the black diamond within. The third phase of ALMOKFYASH is the revelation of the true core. The final stage of ALMOKFYASH process is the unveiling, when there is nothing left to take, nothing left to bear, and nothing to remove. Here you face yourself without distortion, no falsehood, no projections, and no illusions. This is not enlightenment. This is purity, the state of being exactly what you were meant to be, and nothing more, nothing less. At this stage, there is no struggle, no weight, no burden. Only that is essential, unshakable, and eternal to remain. ALMOKFYASH is not for those who wish to hold no comfort. If you seek power, he will take everything that was never truly yours and give you everything that you are. If you seek transformation, he will strip away everything that you are not. To invoke him means losing false desires. What you thought you may wanted was never real. To force absolute alignment, only that is completely necessary will remain. You can call him to face brutal honesty, and to slowly refine yourself to become unbreakable, knowledgeable, and more successful. But ALMOKFYASH teaches that the path to strength is not through addition, but through subtraction. The strongest blade is not made by any more metal, but it is made by removing impurities. So does the gold. And so the purified self is not achieved by accumulation. It is achieved by letting go of everything unnecessary. ALMOKFYASH does not grant you more power. but he takes away everything that steals your power. He would not grant wisdom, but he would burn away the ignorance until wisdom stands. He does not grant strength. He strips away weakness until only strength endures. To stand before him is to lose everything but the truth. To walk his path is to burn away all illusions. To ask oneself, are you ready to face the fire? Most people want to become more and more. Now let's go into his etymology. His original channeled name is ALMOKFYASH, which can be broken into powerful more 3 or 4 syllables. Now the first syllable is al, which in Hebrew can be rendered as negation, so not or without, or it can be a reference to a divine title, like El, meaning God or power. The second component of his name is Mok, which can be rendered as Mok, meaning brain, or Mok, meaning mind. However, Mok does not exist as an independent root in Hebrew, but this can be as well rendered as Mach, which means to humble, lowly, or brought down. Now, if we take this way, it could symbolize that which is moldable, refined, or brought down low before purification. The third component of his name comes from Kef, which is derived from kefiyut, meaning compulsion, obligation, or coercion, which this is a perfect match to ALMOKFYASH function, which means the necessity of alignment, a forced conformity to divine order. This can also be related to kef, meaning palm or grasp, refining the idea of something being held, shaped, and formed into place. Now we come into a little tricky part, the last component of his name, which is Yash. Now, this despair or abandoned hope, in a purification sense, is the total severance that cannot stand refinement, a state beyond redemption. However, the ash part, or the ash part more accurately, seems to be more right.